Hey Doodlers, this is Adam Sosinski, and I want to welcome you to day 5 of the 40-day How to Doodle course. Now, today we're going to change pace a little bit. We're still going to work on the visual alphabet, using that to create pictures, but I want to challenge you a little bit today. And this is the first of 2 creative challenges. Now, this can be tough, it can be difficult because it does require creativity as it is a creative challenge. And I am going to ask you to put pieces of visual vocabulary or visual alphabet elements together to create pictures. And I just want to tell you just a word of warning before you move on that within this video I'm going to show you my answers. Now, if you don't want to see my answers and you want to do this yourself before you see my answers and before you see the answers that everyone else who has submitted their work for this lesson has emailed through, then I would suggest go and do your work first, read the outline of the lesson below, and then once you're done, you can have a look at my answers and you can have a look at this video and all the other answers that everyone else has submitted. So let's get started with this creative challenge. Now, what we want to do here is I've presented you with 4 boxes. 4 boxes with visual alphabet elements within them. Each of these boxes contains a few alphabet elements, and what I want you to do is to combine these elements and turn them into pictures or doodles. So let's start with the first one. So within this one, within number 1, this one here, we have a rectangle, we have 2 ovals, and we have an arc. So for this one, we can already created this before. We can doodle a car. Easy? Okay, I can also create these elements, use these elements and doodle this like a light, like a fire or fire lights. You know, if we had a few extra lines, we could just show that there's a light like this, but even without the lines, kind of like a firelight. Could look like a lot of different things. But there are plenty of other answers that everyone else has come up with. Just brilliant ideas that people who have submitted their doodles for this lesson, so check them out below. For the second one, this is a more complicated one because it has more elements. But because it's more complicated, it actually allows you more flexibility because you can use these elements in order to build greater depth into your doodles. Now we will start off with an oval for this one, and then I will use the eyes. You know where this is going in order to create eyes. We'll use the 2 dots to create dots, and use the 3 lines to create hair. We use the other 2 lines to create eyebrows, and we will use a arc, upside down arc, to create a mouth, and then we'll use a rectangle to create a square, and then we'll use the other arcs to create the ears. So there you have a picture of a face. Now, we could of course use the same elements and create another picture, another doodle. So a circle, an arc, dot dot for the eye, there for the nose, and there we go. And that's sort of like a teddy bear, I guess. Actually, I forgot the eyes. The eyes. There we go. So that's like a teddy bear. Again, great to be able to come up with something like this, but I'm 100% sure that you can come up with way more examples than this, and the examples that doodlers who have submitted for this lesson show that there are endless possibilities, literally. So let's jump to the third one. Okay, there are a few more shapes here, but we can see what we can come up with. Let's use the line. Let's use a triangle. Let's use a triangle. Let's use a circle. Then let's use an arc, and there we have it. We have a flower built from these visual vocabulary or visual alphabet elements. As a second doodle, let's look at creating something like this. Take the triangle and the triangle, take a circle, let's take an arc, and let's take an arc and another arc. It's like a duck or a bird or something along those lines. So you can see here that I've still used those elements to create this doodle. Now let's look at the fourth one. Now the fourth one, we can, for instance, take that square, use a triangle up on top, and then we can use these blobs as lines and blobs as trees. There we go. Or I can use one of these blobs for here, and I can use the line, and then we can use a square or the rectangle, and I can show two other blobs here, and we've got a line and a triangle left, showing like a arrow pointing to rocks, showing that there's a landslide here. So there you go. This is the answers, well, my answers to the first creative doodle challenge. And I want to encourage you to try it out for yourself. I know you've seen my answers, but there are literally a lot more possibilities that you could doodle here. Have a look at, if you're stuck, you can have a look at the examples of those who have submitted doodles for this exercise and try it for yourself. And I guess this just shows that you can use the visual alphabet in so many creative ways to create all sorts of doodles. But I think it's all about thinking outside the box a little bit. Things don't need to look exactly like the item that is in real life. It's kind of like using your imagination to create things, putting things together in a unique way that get your message across, that still get your message across in a unique way. I think that's the key. So this is the first part, and tomorrow I'm going to share with you the second creative challenge. That one might be a little bit tougher than this one, or it might be easier. I don't know. We'll see how we go. So I would like to welcome you to submit your creative doodle challenges, even if it's repeating the same stuff that others have done, because it will happen. You'll repeat the same stuff. It's the way it is. But submit it. Let's use your submissions to inspire others and work through those 40 days. So I look forward to sharing the second creative challenge with you tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing your doodles.